Hello and welcome back to the Vintage Podcast, where today we'll be talking to Pierce, who's yet another member of the team you might find in the Antrim shop. Pierce is going to tell us, just like Joe did, a little bit about his history with the shop, as well as give you some of the recommendations he would have if you were to ask him face to face. If you're interested in any of the products that we've been mentioning on these shows, don't forget to check the description down below where you'll find links directly to them, and don't forget to follow the show so you don't miss any more episodes. For now, on with the show. Okay, so we're back again, and today what we're going to be doing is talking to Pierce, who's been here about a year now. Yeah, we're getting to know him, his role within the shop, what kind of things he does, and the sort of stuff you might hear him talk about in different cases and at different times. So what I'll do first of all is just get you to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about how you came to be here, what you sort of...
So, came here, as you said, about a year ago, but it was Sean that used to work here that got me the job.
Okay.
So, he came to Paddy and was saying that one of his mates needed a job, and I was in on a Friday for like a wee 5-minute talk with Paddy, and then the next Friday after that, then I started.
Yeah.
Started off part-time first.
Yeah.
And then continued on and then became full-time.
So you are full-time now?
Full-time,
cool,
yeah.
Cool. When, at what time did that kind of kick in?
Kind of kicked in whenever Lucy went off, so February time.
Yeah. Okay. And were you big into the concept of working somewhere like this, or did you kind of...
No, I came from the hospital, so
Right.
I hadn't a clue. Whenever I came here, as I said, my last job was the hospital, so I hadn't really any idea how
Yeah.
in here would kind of go
Okay.
about.
So would you say you've learned a lot then?
Oh, I big time.
Yeah.
Loads and loads. Yeah.
What sort of stuff? What stands out to you as kind of the stuff you've picked up more than anything else?
Wine.
Yeah.
Just the whole concept of wine, how it's made, what different ways it's made,
Yeah.
different grapes, what different grapes mean what, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting.
What are some of the some of the things that you've learned about them in a more in-depth way? What would you say are some of your favorite kind of things now that you've been working here? So I mean, everyone's had experiences with different alcohol in the past, but then now that you've been working here, have your tastes changed? Have you picked up on things you maybe didn't know before?
Yeah, well, wine in general. I didn't think I would ever touch a bottle of wine, ever. And I've bought a few now that I've worked here, from tasting them and stuff. Whiskey as well, big one. I never thought I would go into whiskey. I thought it would just be like cider and just vodka for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
But actually sitting down with a glass of whiskey, a couple of ice cubes and just taking a wee sip, it's lovely. But yeah, like a real opener would be the fact that it's not just vodka, and when you're going out, it's not just vodka and cider.
Yeah.
There's so much more out there, and you don't realize.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you're in it.
Do you find now that when you do socialize that you would do things differently than you would before?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
What are some of the big changes?
So, I would start off with like ciders, but I would usually take the one that I'm used to would be Orchard Thieves.
Yeah.
But then I would move on. I could end up having 2 or 3 ciders, and then maybe move on to like a whiskey.
Okay.
Whiskey straight.
Yeah.
Something off the top shelf.
What are some of your favorites to do that with?
So McConnell's is a big one.
Yeah, so you're not the first person to say that.
Yeah. McConnell's is a very, very good one. Both the normal and the sherry cask. Garden County were a good one. They came in for a tasting one time, and it was their whole portfolio was amazing.
Yeah.
Something that was not expected from it. I thought it was just going to be, it's just whiskey. It's just going to taste like most of them. But there was so much difference even in just their normal blend and their 5-year and stuff like that. There was a lot you could taste, a lot more like love nearly that went into it. Yeah, because it was it's that there. Then people are just a father and son.
Sure. They finish as well so far. So it's more of a, they only have so much of the craft that they can do right now.
Yeah.
Rather than the whole thing. So
And it's only just came into Northern Ireland too.
Right.
Yeah. So it's only about, I'd say now maybe about 8 months up here.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
So what are some of the highlights of working here for you, either from like a specific event point of view or in general?
To be fair, I love it when you recommend something to a customer and they come back to you.
So Joe said that as well.
I really enjoy that. It makes you feel like you're worth something.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just here just to pass the time and like pay a bill. You know, you're here actually for someone, and that someone has relied on you, and you've prevailed.
Yeah.
You know,
like that. I like that, because I was saying, to me, it feels like it gives you a sense that your opinion is worth something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is hard to get sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It can be. Yeah,
it's hard to get from
yeah.
any other job. Whereas here, it's like they come in and they say, "I really enjoyed that. They even thank you for it." You know.
What kind of things have you recommended that have brought people back?
So Strangebury, the big one.
Right.
It's a South African. It's, might butcher this, like, but it's Fino Pierre's grape, which isn't very rarely heard of.
Okay.
But that there, like, we opened a bottle of it for a Friday tasting, and we had 3 cases of it in total.
Yeah.
And I sold all of it, 18 bottles, just from getting people to try it, and you know, everyone loved it, you know, and then people were coming back looking more, and we hadn't had it. We didn't have it for about 4 months.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, "Is it in yet? Is it in yet? Is it in yet?"
And what do you find so whenever we run events, I've not done any of them yet, but whenever there are in-store events where people can come and sit down and experience something, what do you find the process is like with that? Do you find that you are just as easy to shift things from a sales point of view? It sounds very it sounds a bit more insensitive from that point of view, just you're trying to get stuff out the door, but realistically in business that is what you're doing, even though there is a personal side to it now as well.
Well, for the tastings, you know, it works differently for the tastings because it's not you specific, it's not us specifically. You know, it's more the fact of we'll have someone in from a brewery, from a winery, from the distillery, and they'll be talking about their product.
Yeah.
So everyone gets a card that has everything that they're tasting on the card, and at the end of the night they can write down what number they want from each product. And then that turns into then an order.
So it's less involved from
it's less involved from us.
Okay.
But whenever it's usually Paddy and Joe, but whenever the room's full, they'll be going around and, you know, asking opinions of the customers rather than them asking us. You know, we're asking the customers their opinions and how they feel about it. They say it's a new product, then we can be like, okay, well, X amount of people said it was really nice. Maybe we should get it in.
So then, if you'd had less of a knowledge when you started here and you've done a few of those now, would you say that they're a good way for people to get to know things better?
Oh,
or
100%.
to get themselves introduced?
So much easier, because, you know, instead of going, like, say, take whiskey for example, instead of paying upwards of £40 for a bottle, you can pay 20 quid and try 5 or 6 different ones.
True, yeah.
You know, it might be from the same distillery, but they're
still
still each bottle is going to be different.
Okay.
Each wee glass that you get is going to taste
really
different.
Good point. Yeah. And what have you? So, are there any from throughout the year that you've been here? So I've been looking up around the top of the room to see if Garden County was one of them. But what are some of the ones that you've had that have stood out to you more?
The Bushmills.
Right.
So it was my 3rd shift in, and they done the Bushmills tasting, and it was the whole Causeway collection.
Yeah, I'm looking at them now. I was wondering, was it the Causeway ones? Because that would have been a pretty special evening.
So
actually.
It went from, I think it was the 10-year, all the way up to the 30-year-old.
Right, because I'm looking. There's a 2000 up there, so which means we'd put that at 25 years old now. And that. So I tried the 1999.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, and it was pretty stunning.
It's really good.
That would have been a good night, I think.
Yeah, it was the dearest one, to be fair. But it's only because you were getting
£400 whiskey. Essentially.
Yeah, you were getting no, but also you were getting the 30-year-old
as well, which is £1,800. Yeah,
for a bottle of it's £1,800. But you know, we tried them all. You know, and 3rd shift in, I thought I was doing pretty well. You know, trying all them there. 3rd shift in. So that was December, not past, but the year before.
Yeah, and what are there any others since then that you've found stuck in memory?
The Teeling one actually was really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that night, and the 2 people that came up from Teeling, both stunning lads. Like, they were really nice.
Yeah.
You know, they were really dead on, really good fun to talk to and stuff. They got there, you know, whenever we were waiting on everybody getting in, and after even, you know, just talking away. The only thing they didn't like was the drive back down to Dublin at 10 o'clock at night. But
you would. Yeah, I don't know. You could have even stayed locally. But either way. But I don't think I've ever tried Teeling at all. So it'd be good to get into something like that.
Definitely.
As well.
It's really good, and there's such a range from Teeling. So there's a lot of different ones.
Yeah, that's true. And they have different sort of bands within their ranges as well, don't they?
They do, yeah. So you've got just their normal. They call it small batch, and it goes. Then they have like a new thing coming out, and it's called the World of Woods.
Yeah.
And it's 3 or 4 different ones they're coming out with, and then they're coming out with different age statements, just even their bottles. If you're into collecting at all, even just collect the bottles. The bottles are stunning to look at.
I was really disappointed because the units above my kitchen cabinets don't fit any bottles.
Oh, serious?
So I can't do that. I was really annoyed.
You could collect minis.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's good. It's a good point.
Yeah.
But other than that sort of thing. So say if I was to get you to go downstairs, I provided the items on the website because we want to give people the opportunity to take your recommendations now. Are there, or is there one, or are there several items that you would say to someone, get this now?
Depends what they go for. For a red wine, I'm not really into red wine. Not entirely yet, not as much as what you've come on.
Yeah.
Or like what Joe or Paddy's into. But I would say there's one called, it's Romeo and Juliet. The Pinot Grigio?
Yeah.
So it's that, but red. So there's not Pinot Grigio red, but it's that brand, and the red is stunning. It's not dry, it's not sweet. It's just the perfect balance between the two of them, and I always recommend that when it's in. For white, I would have to say the Strange Brew.
Right, I thought you were going to say Layers, the Peter Lemon one.
See, yeah, I did like that one as well, but see, I bought it there for Christmas past, and it wasn't the same as what I remember it was.
Maybe a different vintage, do you think?
Maybe it could have been. Yeah, it could have been in a different year.
Yeah.
Or one of the grapes, because there's 4 different grapes in it, so it could have been one of the grapes was a wee bit off than the other ones.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, good point. So the Strange Brew.
Strange Brew, yeah, definitely.
Any spirits?
Spirits, I'd have to go McConnell's, and definitely we don't have it in at the minute, but the Garden County 5-year.
Yeah, it always disappears.
The 5-year sherry
fast,
cask, yeah,
really fast. And is there anything? So right now, just before we close this one, is there anything you want to say to people, or anything at all that you kind of want to leave them with? Just because this is your episode.
Well, I'd definitely say come down to the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of a kind off license. I even said that before. I'm not saying that to be biased. I even said that before I even worked here. Just from coming in here. Like, it is one of a kind. You'll never see an off license like it, ever.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I mean, even sitting here, this is upstairs where people never really get to go.
Yeah,
and
this is the tasting
visuals
room,
up here.
Technically,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, even for an off license to have a tasting room, I never hear about that. Usually you go to a hotel or something like that there to do a tasting. But yeah, I definitely say come down and have a look, because it is definitely one of a kind.
And yeah, and we're always here as well, so to kind of talk you through, like we're saying, to talk you through the different things that you hopefully might like based on what we know. But no, thank you for that, Pierce. It was really, really cool to kind of get to know you that little bit better, and hopefully people will ask questions based on some of the stuff you said, and then bring you back to get them some answers.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you, and to everybody else, we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for listening to the Vintage Podcast. Everything on this show is produced in-house, including the music. If there's anything you'd like to ask us, or if you'd like to pose a question for a future episode, check out the links in the description, where you'll be able to find contact forms, email addresses, and social media links, as well as links to any of the products that we've mentioned on the show. If you want to follow us just to keep up to date with episodes, you should be able to do so on most major podcast platforms. And if you want to ask us about anything, we're always here to talk. Please don't forget to follow the show, and we look forward to hearing from you in the near future. Thanks.